Okay, so we're live now.
Okay.
Oh, no way.
I tried to get in just as you were standing. Welcome everyone to the Runeterra show. We got a great show for you today. We got seasonal winner Majiinbae, the voice of seasonal winner Pushby, Jasen Sensational, the body of Aikado, the head of Whatami, and yours truly, Jason Foran. Let's see what we got going on before we jump into everything. One, we have $1,000 tournament coming up on October the 1st for all of our subscribers. It's masteringruneterra.com's 1-year anniversary, and it's going to be cast by the amazing tag team duo that is Jay and Bae. We'll have a bunch of giveaways and stuff for you guys as well. So it's also the weekend before seasonals. So come subscribe to the website if you haven't already. Come join the tournament. Have a good time. I feel like we should probably have some drinks because it's a celebration. And I think Jay Bae drinking casting tournament would probably be fucking hilarious. Let's be real.
Or miserable.
It could be both.
It's
Yeah.
I think it might be both. Yeah.
I think it's typically, yeah. And then also on the website now, you can create a free profile if you would like, and you can save your decks and share them with people, and you can get all your stats. And we're going to be building that out as well with like more features and stuff. But you can connect your Riot account, and soon you'll be able to push decks to your Riot account. Then, yeah, you get all your stats and win percentages, all that cool stuff. Yeah, I think that's about it. Let's jump into some Runeterra. Where do you guys want to start? Anyone got any things that they particularly want to talk about?
Ionia good, but we can definitely still innovate against it. And I feel like people are kind of letting the ladder stagnate a lot more than the ladder is stagnating itself. But I kind of feel that way literally every meta. So I don't know if this is a new talking point.
What do you mean about stagnate?
I think that there's kind of a forming consensus that you're either like on as Kennen or you're trying to beat as Kennen, and people just think you can't. And this last weekend we saw Seth take down OLS with a lineup that just totally destroyed as Kennen. So I feel like the meta still has a lot of rotation left in it, and people are just deciding not to innovate. Like they're just scared. Speaking of which, decimate Fishy forever.
He was playing the Heimer Norra deck that I took because I had like taken the last few days away from Runeterra because I had to like go record a podcast and then do other stuff like the TFT thing, Flesh and Blood things, and just like wasn't able to play for like 3 days. So I jumped back and I was like, oh, what's new? Oh, Cephalopod did really well with this like Heimer Norra deck. Let's check it out. And I went from like 100 LP to like 300 LP, and it was kind of the real deal. I did tweak some of the numbers. Also, like, not that many people are playing Ken and Ezreal right now.
No.
Like, very rarely.
Huh. I keep running into it. Maybe I'm just unlucky.
I just don't.
It might be like a time difference, right? Like just when you play, because I see it every once in a while, but not like a ton.
Mm-hmm.
This Heimer Norra deck though is very popular at night when I play. I see a lot of people on it. I don't know if this deck's good or not. I swear it's not good. You have to like stick one of your champions with like 0 protection. Otherwise your deck like doesn't do anything.
Your deck
I watch
doesn't
a lot of
need to
people
do anything. Doing things is overrated. You're a control deck. Come on, man.
Yeah, but some point you have to like win a game, right?
I think that's okay, but my biggest issue is I've been running into a lot of lists that just don't have the Sneezy Biggle Dust in it, and they just like dink you around, and I'm just playing a Karma deck, so they can't really finish the game very quickly against decks that just go very long. And I think any list that isn't on Sneezy Biggle Dust probably is not that great.
I won so many games with double Sneezy Biggle Dust. You're just like 4 wide, hit 2 portals, double Sneezy, open, and they're like, oh, guess I'll die. Like that was rather good for me.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like some of these decks, like the Heimer Norra deck and like the Evelyn Viego deck, are really preying on people running like no removal right now. There's like no removal in the meta. And like I feel like, you know, if ever we could find a good flock deck to just like come back and farm some of these, that would make me really happy, because you're just relying on like sticking champions with like 0 protection at all. It seems wild to me, but I mean it's working right now.
I mean, isn't Red Gwen still like tier 2, tier 1.5? That's a flock deck.
I don't like that deck, but maybe. I don't know what its matchup table looks like into those.
I am not very good with that deck because I don't draw Katarina as often as my opponents, and she like really makes the deck tick. I kind of agree with you, but like Evelyn Viego, I feel like really shrugs off Ravenous Flock. It was like, yeah, whatever, man, I don't care. It's just, I don't know. Removal's been kind of whatever. I really liked the mini morphs in Heimer Norra. I ended up splitting too many, two Vengeance, and mini was insane for me. Because like there's Lee Sin, you can hit Ezreal on Kennen Ezreal, right? Viego, all that stuff. It was so nice. Oh.
Yeah, I was playing Mini Morph and it felt like cheating. I was like, oh yeah, this card used to be really, really good, and it was like kind of annoying. And I just had it in my deck. It was just like, oh, Lee Sin, huh? That's cute. Or like whatever your like one threat was, that was like a problem.
Mm-hmm. It's super dead against pirates, but like against basically everything else, nothing else goes like wide with the units that it doesn't like. Every other deck seems to be going a little more tall, right? Even if it's not on like stats, it has like a plan and it evolves like one or two like specific units, right? Like Kennen Ezreal, Lee Sin, even like Viego, even like Scouts, right? And Minimorph is like really good against those kind of decks. The decks where it's not
Did
good.
you just say Minimorph is good against Scouts? Can we just roll that back for a sec?
Good against decks that rely on one kind of unit. But like to be fair, if you're flooding the board with your portals and you mini their MF on 3, like that's really good. But what I'm saying is like the decks that its Minimorph has historically been very bad against they're not present except for like pirates, right?
That's fair. And I think a large part of the reason we're seeing such a removal light metagame overall is because if you're playing removal, it feels like it really needs to be that low to the ground ping based kind of stuff, because it feels like the two top dogs in the format are pirates and Kennen Ezreal, right? And if you show up with a deck full of vengeances to those, they're gonna laugh at you.
Yeah, big sad.
Yeah.
Hate Spike is still nuts, by the way. That card is really goddamn good.
Yeah. Do you guys think it's too good? I think it's good, but like
I think it's too good. It's really good.
It's a card. Cards
It's
are allowed
just
to be good.
really good. It's like on flock level.
It's on flock level. Yeah.
I'm with the squad that thinks Sharpsight and Draven did nothing wrong and cards are allowed to be good. So
yeah, I'm
I
waiting.
think some cards are allowed to be good. I think that Hate Spike's like a little too good.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of dumb.
Like the Hate
Those.
Spike. Hey, remember those decks we just talked about? They're the best decks in the format. Don't play Hate Spike. So like, it's like Flock. People have been talking about Flock also. How like it's a little bit too good, but like it's been like
I think
out
Flock's
of the meta
fine.
in so many metas. There's been metas where it's like in the deck that's like very, very good, and then there's so many metas where you just like don't even see it. So like I don't know.
I mean, yeah, one of the reasons why I think like Katarina and Gwen are very good is because they run Flock and they run Hate Spike.
Yeah,
And it's
they're
very
both.
cheap removal that
They
can be
get
very
cheap.
efficient.
Hang on a second.
I'm okay with Hate Spike and Flock being so good, even if I think like Hate Spike might be a little too good, because it's entrenched in like the region identity, right? Like sacrificing something for gain is like what Shadow Isles does. Noxus is very good against damaged units, and it deals with it by like dealing damage to damaged units or stunned units. That's like their thing, and that's okay. I'm like, but Sharpsight though was just insane, just period.
Sharpsight did nothing wrong. Come on.
It was so good.
Talk about Hate Spike though. Nasus, good right
Good.
now.
Nasus
Dave Bo hit rank 1 earlier this week with like a 88% win rate or some shit. He
Damn.
fucking killed it out there, and
That guy
just,
fell off though a bit though.
he did fall off. But that's
Played
beside the
against my
point.
Heimer Norra twice in a row. And I had
Not like
wars.
this.
Uh,
But yeah, I mean, Nasus has been like slowly creeping up. Like it seems like a really solid deck. There was a money match between Broken Ball and Simon where they played Thresh Nasus into Ezreal Kennen, and Broken Ball on the Nasus side ended up taking it down. So I mean, I don't know, maybe kind of broken.
Maybe kind of broken. Maybe I should put some reps into it.
Yeah, NASA's
But
having
even,
fearsome again. Like, thank God. That was like
Didn't Salty
too much.
Simon win the next day in that matchup?
Oh, they like ran it back. I would have
Did
to
they
give
run it
someone
back?
else really
Right.
advantage.
He
there.
played it. He played it against someone else, but I
Yeah, it
think
was-
that
was a Twitch chat, right?
that's like that. Nasus is okay, but I think it's more that Kindred in a low removal format is absolutely fucking busted.
There's so many decks right now. Like every single deck that I play just can't deal with Kindred.
It's just like, oh, they
Like
played
at all?
Kindred on 4. I guess I lose.
Yep.
I'm just jamming sermon decks, so I mean, I just I float into 4, and it's like dropper, do it.
Make my day.
Yeah.
Riptide Sermon's insane. That card is so good. It's so funny that like they printed a Lowy who is like good and kind of hard to kill, and then just like 3 of the most busted cards that Runeterra's seen in like a while, and like Eye of Nagakaboros, Tentacle Slam or whatever, and Sermon, like just nutty ass cards, and they're really good. Who'd have thought?
Do you think they're too good?
Yes. Do I need them to get nerfed? Not really, but like every time my opponent casts Riptide Sermon, I'm like, what the fuck is this card?
Burst blockers.
So
Illegal.
good. Yeah, I have not gross. Like, yeah.
I think
Honestly, I
Sermon-
think
Oh, go ahead.
I think Eye is very strong, but probably fine. I think Sermon probably deserves to get hit.
That's what I think too. And Tentacle,
Yeah.
like the Tentacle Smash apologist or whatever, the ones who are like, that card didn't deserve to get nerfed, are on some serious shit, man. That card was way too good.
I think it's possible it didn't deserve to get hit that bad. I
Yeah.
think you could probably have found something smaller to do to it, but that was literally the best card in the game. Let's be real here.
Yeah, that card was nuts.
Yeah. It seemingly should still be like playable with an archetype, but then you're playing a Lowy, right? And like, I don't know how playable that is.
I love
Well,
playing
They
I
made
Lowy
her
into a
tiny.
homecoming meta.
She's so bad now.
Yeah.
She's
No
so
Bard to
bad.
help her out.
That's true.
Also,
Yeah.
Alawi Quietus.
Oh yeah. I have
Uh,
honestly not been impressed by Quietus.
Oh, I've been
Huh.
super impressed by it.
Everyone else seems to think it's super good, and like maybe they're just having different games than me. But every time I play a deck with Quietus, when I draw Quietus, I go fuck, and then I never get to use it.
For anyone listening that doesn't know what Quietus is, definitely not me, but like some other person
yeah.
that's tuning in. Which one's Quietus? Is that
Shadow
the-
Isles, 1 mana slow,
Mm.
destroy a unit's equipment, or destroy a unit that
Oh,
has
that card's good.
2 or less power.
I think that card's really good.
Yeah,
I've-
he gets it.
I haven't run like a single deck that runs it, but every time I play against it, it's like, oh fuck, that's a card, I guess. I totally forget about it, and then I get hit with them. Like, well, I guess I lost my Nora.
What you
know?
don't see is all the times your opponent just has it in their hand and never
Yeah.
gets to do anything with it, right? I don't know. It just feels. I like my cards to always be good. You know what I mean? That's why I cut Eye of the Dragon in like my Nami Ionia deck. Like I like every single one of my cards to be like gas. And Hate Spike, whatever. No, not Hate Spike. That card's nuts. Quietus is just like not. It just often doesn't do anything. It's a miserable top deck a lot of times. I just don't really want to run it if I don't have to.
So you're comparing it to Eye of the Dragon, which, if I've learned anything from Twitter, is by far the best card ever printed. And
I went on a fat rant today about how that card sucks.
it doesn't suck. I think
No.
I think what it is, I think it's one of those cards that's really good against bad players. Fuck, I said it.
I mean, honestly, I'm a little bit on the other side of this one. I don't think it's like crazy busted and particularly needs to get hit. But guys, it's a 1-mana 1/3 that stalls entire attack turns. Like that card's pretty good.
Oh,
It sells
talking
entire
about
attack turns, but it does require a lot.
It really doesn't. It requires Shimon Wind to be in your deck, or the like 1-mana what the fuck, why is this an Ionia buff spell to be in your deck? Like, it's not even Wuju style, or
Oh, you mean
it's-
momentum?
this.
Here's the thing.
yeah, it's
It-
so easy.
So like, well, no, there's definitely decks that like have a hard time turning it
Or
on.
Cannon, or oops, I played this thing 3 times this turn. These are all spells. Sure, shrug.
Like honestly, Ezreal Kenyon would probably play something else if there was like better stuff, because like you want it against like, I don't know, Pirates, but Pirates still runs that deck over a lot most of the time. But you still have a hard time actively like turning it on. You have to have like a pretty solid draw that like includes Kennen and like some other stuff. And if you just don't, if you have like double I no Kennen, you're just like, oh, I have a couple 1/3s. Look at my drop borders that cost 1.
I without Kennen and Kennen Ezreal is so miserable because you're out there casting like Ionia Telstones in a health pot just to like try to stay alive.
Oh,
Like,
just-
Also, you hard mull for Kennen in that deck. Like if you
Yeah,
don't have
but you
Kennen,
don't-
your deck doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that happens to me a lot. Like a lot.
That's not
I
true.
played, like,
That's not true. You can win lots of games like finding a Kennen later on. But
Yeah,
with I,
like,
you
I
need it
played
like
one against
you need that shit
Nivea.
fast.
Not against pirates.
That's
not
what I
against
mean.
Pirates. Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. That's where you want I typically, right? It's like against decks, aggressive decks.
Yeah, I think the best Eye of the Dragon deck to ever exist was like Zoe Lee Sin.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to people and they're like, bro, like what do you mean? Eye of the Dragon was literally like busted in Zoe Lee Sin. I was like, no, Gifts Crescendum was busted in Lee Sin. Like the second that they took that away, the deck's gone because like it was so vital. Like yeah, Zenith Blade got hit too, but that's not really what took the deck away. Like you could figure it out without it. And yeah, I mean, Eye of the Dragon's a good card, right? Someone I can't remember who in chat, but someone said it's a 6 out of 10, and people pretend like it's 11 out of 10. And I was like, yeah, that was you. Yeah, I thought so, but I didn't want to like be wrong, right? If I was like Jay Sensational said, and be like, what the fuck, man. So yeah, I think that's a really good way of looking at it.
Yeah, no, people lose their mind about it, and like understandably so. If you just like jam aggro decks over and over, and like you kind of turn your brain off a little bit, and then it's turn 5, and suddenly they healed up 4, and you can't really attack into them anymore, and it's like, wait, where did this all go wrong? Like it's understandable why people don't like Eye of the Dragon, but I do think that it's a little bit overblown as far as like how strong this card actually is.
It's like really not that good against pirates. It can be like if you're on the pirate side, what you see is Dragon Links coming out and me eventually winning the game with like by shutting you down with Eye of the Dragon. But as the Eye of the Dragon player, what I see is me taking these like ludicrous ass lines just to make sure you're not make it raining my Eye of the Dragon, and like making sure I'm not rocking into like TF red card and trying to double spell when it would be so much better just to play a goddamn unit instead.
And hoping
Like-
to God you don't have misfortune.
Yeah, and hoping to God you don't have misfortune. Please don't have a fervor here. I just lose the game, right? Like Eye of the Dragon is really good, and once I get it going, it does like win the game for me. But I have to like stabilize first. I have to like get these units out. I have to protect them, and then I have to like cast multiple spells. It's like it asks a lot from you.
And then you also have to play it in your deck and draw it against like, I don't know, Feel the Rush or like a bunch of decks where it just does nothing.
Yeah.
Just have
So
dead
that's
cards
my-
now.
So what you're saying is that we need to buff Eye of the Dragon.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, 2/4.
I would like 2-drops in Ionia that are just different. Like what do we have right now? We have Eye of the
I
Dragon.
mean, we got the Doran Apprentice. It is different. It is
That's
cool,
true.
but unfortunately,
I actually wouldn't be surprised to see decks start running that. Not like a 3 of instead of Eye of the Dragon. It's not just like a full port, but like that card seems okay. Has anyone played it? The Lily Peach.
Again, for people at home that maybe don't know, which one's the Duran Apprentice?
the 2 mana to create a spell that says the 1 mana spell that says discount a card by 1. Is it
I
for
wanted
next
to
turn?
try it in Feel the Rush, but I've just been messing with too much other stuff.
I think it could make sense in like Victor Karma, except
Yeah.
Victor Karma is like cool, just not playing cards ever. It's
Ooh, maybe. I could try that out. I wonder.
Like Thunderous Knights pointed out in chat, I call it the Lily Pichu. I didn't know she
Voice
voiced it. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear any of its voice lines. And then she said on Twitter, "Oh, proud to announce that I voiced this card." And I was like, "No fucking way!" So I went through and I listened to the voice lines, and I was like, "Oh, that is very obviously Lily Pichu. That's really cool."
Day one, somebody was like, Lily Pichu voiced this card. I'm like, okay. I mean, I know it sounds like Lily Pichu. Do we know for sure? And then a few days later, she comes on Twitter. I'm like, oh, I guess it was Lily Pichu.
Damn.
But yeah, I mean, Ionia 2-drops. There's the Fey Blade Twirler, which is basically a champion, right? Like that's a 2-mana version of a 3-mana
It
card.
comes down a turn earlier than a champion that does a very similar thing.
Fey Blade Twirler is really important in the YASUO mirror. That's what I learned. Jason, can you tell us about the YASUO mirror?
Sure, I can. And then for those of you at home who might have missed out on this, so earlier last week, Cephalopod challenged me to a little bit of a YASUO battle, and we ended up playing the YASUO Katarina mirror, which I don't think will be relevant to anybody's lives in now or the near future. But and to me either, I pretty much like never played that matchup either. So it was cool because I think there's I don't even know. What do you want? Is this even interesting to hear about?
Did you win?
I did win. So it was a best of 7, and I went 4-2. So it was really cool.
Nice.
We have like each other's VODs. If you guys do want to check those out, it's pretty cool games.
So
But,
it was unironically really cool to watch it because it's 100% a tempo matchup. And there's a lot of like really interesting things where you want to take advantage of your attack token because all your shit has fucking quick attack, right? So knowing when to attack, when to not attack, you know, how do you develop your Katarina and not have her die on sight? Because also if you stick Yasuo and get the fucking landmark down, you just kind of win the game because you're just like burst speed striking shit at the beginning of every single one of your tokens. It was actually a really interesting matchup, and I know it's not particularly relevant to like any sort of metagame for a while at least. But honestly, it was a lot of fun to watch.
I buy that.
appreciate it. It was good. I think it's interesting because like a lot of tempo decks right now, generally speaking, have, or at least a lot of tempo decks I think people are familiar with are like the Noxus, Bilge, Noxus, like PNZ decks that have a lot of like removal tools. And when you're playing a tempo deck with just like more just unit based kind of things, there's definitely a different vibe and different like play styles to it. So when you only have 3 flocks, it's like your only removal tools. It gets really interesting on how to like ration them out.
Yeah, what do you guys think of these kind of like money matches or whatever that are happening? These like challenge matches. I'm a big fan.
I love that kind of stuff. It's fun. It's fun to watch. It's fun to be in. I hear there's a one between NA players and EU players that are brewing right now.
Is that in the pipelines?
Oh, free money.
I've
Nice.
been told it is. Yeah, I mean, I think those things are super cool. But if you ask me to money match and you're like, yo, best of 7, $20, be like, fuck no. That ain't worth my time, bro. Like, I'm willing to lose a bunch of money, but like I gotta be playing for something if I'm gonna play for like 4 goddamn hours in a money match. You know what I mean?
Just a quick like sort of side note to that. Fresh Lobster said he was willing to shoutcast anybody who wants like actually pick up a money match. I think it's like at least like best of 9 or best of 11. At least that's his terms. But
that's cool.
If you guys are interested in setting something up, I think he's pretty open to the idea of it. So go check him out too.
Yeah, him and Panda are living together now, so they're down to cast whatever, whenever. Like, oh, Jay versus Bay drinking contest, let's go. Their game. Speaking of which, should anyone cast that Alan Panda Lobster? Which, by the way, it makes a lot more sense now.
When they were like super drunk.
Yeah, I was like, Alan just went over to their place. They started drinking. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That was a fun one.
Speaking of these terms and stuff, like, man, I like, as we were talking about before we started going live, I just made it to Masters because I just haven't been playing very much. And like, I want, like, to me, there's just not a lot of reason to play. Like, there is. You could be ready. You could be, preparing for seasonals and stuff because this is like, seriously, anyone that wants to do good at seasonals, like, you can start preparing now. Like, the patch isn't going to change absolutely everything. There's lots of things to learn. But it's really hard for me.
LPP spoilers?
No.
We don't know what that
It's really hard. I'm just talking about in general. It's hard for me to get motivated in general for seasonals just because it's like, one person in 1,000 makes some real money, and then like a couple other people make some okay money, and the vast majority of people make no money.
Have you tried just being that one person though? Because that would probably help.
I haven't. No.
It helped me.
Yeah. So I mean,
see, Kevor tried to do that, and then Majin got to win, so that was nice for Majin.
Yeah. Thanks, Kevor.
But like at least if there was just like more shots, there's more stuff to do. Especially like when we have a meta like this that like looks really good, I assume. I don't know, again, haven't played much. It looks from the leaderboard, looks very varied, right? Bunch of different decks. Nothing seems like crazy OP. Looks like a fun meta. And we'll just never get a major Riot tournament for it. For like a month of playing. It's kind of Kind of sucks.
Also speaking of dead air, I'm not sure what's gonna happen after this seasonal, because like what are we doing between the end of this seasonal and Worlds?
And
Like,
Worlds.
That's
or
even
do we care about ladder at all? Does it qualify us for like next Worlds? I have no idea.
even worse is that there's the seasonals being skipped. So like it's literally like seasonals, worlds.
Dead
Well,
space.
that's what he means.
Somebody,
Yeah,
some-
no, you're
somebody
right,
mic dropped. There's like
Yeah.
an hour of screen time left, and we've got bars, man.
So yeah, so if you're not in worlds, there's gonna be like 3+ months of just dead nothing.
That's off season, right? Like that's pretty common in other Riot games.
It
League of
is,
Legends has
yeah.
off season. We went through this exact same thing last year.
It was
right?
brutal.
No, he didn't. After Worlds, there was a new season and a seasonals.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, we went right into a new
feel like
season,
there's
and
some
we had a
downtime.
seasonals. It just didn't qualify you for anything. It was just a seasonals.
Was there? I believe you.
God, it's been
I-
so
I-
long.
I remember like
I was there
That's
like,
the
why
one.
aren't you guys doing anything? Like
Wasn't
crescendoed
there-
up to Worlds, and they were just like crickets.
wasn't
for,
there like 3 months or something between seasonals?
I
No.
thought so.
there
I'm
was
pretty
three,
sure there was like from like
I
December
guarantee
to
it.
like February.
No, in December we were qualifying for stuff.
In December, Ken and Ezreal came out, and then got murked.
Because I'm pretty sure this is what
Got
happened.
body.
So I'm pretty sure like this is my memory of it. I assume that they were gonna like announce at the end of Worlds, like, hey guys, this is what's happening next year. Let's go. Here's a new schedule. Here's some stuff to get hyped up for. Anything. They said nothing. And then a new season started, and we're like, hey guys, is this qualifying us for Worlds? Is there a seasonals? What's going on? And then like 2 weeks after that, they were like, yeah, there'll be a seasonals, and they're like, also, we'll have more info for you guys at the beginning of next year when we tell you we're going to PB. But there was always seasonals.
I do think there was. I think Aikado's got it though. I think there was a seasonals, but I think there was a 3-month gap between seasonals. It was like the longest gap we've had between seasonals, and I remember it being like brutal.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. But either way, it'll be interesting. I mean, Worlds is exciting though. I mean, assumedly we're all gonna be there, right? Of course. Every single one of us. We already have our invitations, right?
Speaking of which, I'd love to know where I am in said point rankings.
Yeah, right. Does
Yeah,
anybody have a locked spot?
I think that I'm theoretically locked, but I don't know because I can't see the fucking rankings.
That would do it. That makes it tough. Yeah.
I finished third on ladder, and I think I had a top 20, which should be good enough.
Mm,
But I don't fucking know. I can't see where everybody else is at.
that's what I'm going for. I have a second, and then I'm telling myself I need to finish top 10. That way I just do it. But so I should be good unless I pull a Mo halfway through the season.
I think I might be good as well. I finished 7th, and I have a top 30, but I want to finish this one on top 20 at least. So
Okay.
should be good.
I need to do well in the next seasonals, so that's pretty cool.
Like a top 8
You're
low?
leaving it up to chance?
Like a top 8
so-
low? How well?
Out of the last 3 seasonals, I've topped 2 of them, but I think one of them didn't count. So I have like a ton of points from like winning games and seasonals, but I don't actually know without like looking at a list. I'm pretty sure if I top the next one, I'm making Worlds. I'm pretty sure.
Wouldn't it be nice if there was like a list? You could see how many points each
I think-
individual player.
So they're
person had?
updating that now.
Don't be
Yeah, I think somebody
ridiculous.
tweeted at
Someone on
Ruben
Twitter.
like last week, and he said,
Somebody.
Soon. TM.
TM. Yeah, it might have been Jason.
Dude, so I went back and checked. Every other time, like 2 to 5 days after, like basically the week after. At some point in the week after seasonals, they would update it and bring it out. It's been 2 fucking weeks, and we still don't have it yet. It's not that hard to add some things together. I don't
well, if
get
it wasn't so hard, why didn't you do it? Just go add some shit together, bro.
I don't have all the info. I added my shit together. I know where
If
I'm
you
at.
ask them nicely in the LPP chat, you could be like, "Hey, just shoot
That's
me the info.
adorable.
I'll have an intern look at it."
That's so cute to think that someone would answer me in the LPP
I was
Discord.
gonna say, I was like, damn, bro,
That's
yeah.
adorable. I'm still waiting on getting answers from stuff like. You know what? Fuck it.
Like-
Yeah, I was gonna say it. There was. Okay, I'm not gonna say it.
Wait, I thought it was tea time. Are we still in the tea?
Okay, yeah. You know what? Fuck it.
Carefully calculating.
So there was someone from Riot was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be real candid here. You guys need to stop doing this stuff." And I was like, "Can we also be candid?" And they were like, "Yes, please." And I was like, "Well, you see this thing that says Ask Riot LPP, that channel there in Discord? No one's responded to any of the questions in there, and like since March, basically, like 6 months ago or something." They were like, "Valid." Still didn't go and respond to any of the fucking questions in there, though.
Maybe you just need to maybe it was like take it as like a okay, you know, from this point forward we'll answer the question. So maybe you need to repost.
Yeah,
question.
those questions
Paste the entire thread. That'll
Exactly.
totally work.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure I burnt the shit out of a bunch of bridges. I am like no one's favorite anymore because I just keep being like, what the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with this? What are you guys doing? Because like, to be frank, like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, there's just so much stuff that like should be done better and just isn't.
It's cool
And that
to get
shit
behind
kills
screen.
me.
I'll say from the front side, bro, I'm vibing. Riot's doing great. I love the game right now. I would like a list of like rankings and shit, but otherwise, I'm vibing, bro.
He's like, I heard
if
you
you're trying
guys-
to steal his spot. You
Yeah.
need to be like 70%
No, I would never.
less
I would-
like
I would never.
70%.
No,
I've legit given up. I've legit given up trying to like help or fix things. Because like it causes me too much fucking stress. I used to be like trying to be like, I'd be like, hey, Worlds is fucked. Hey, Worlds is fucked. Hey, Kevor's about to get fucked at Worlds. Hey, is anyone ever gonna maybe shit's going down here? No. Okay. And like I'm tired of like raging into the fucking void, man. I'm just over it. And so now I'm just like now I'm in the back of the roller coaster, like I hope we live. Woo! So, fingers crossed. Hopefully it'll work out.
I will say that, like, yeah, I mean, the LPP stuff still kind of sucks. Like when people assume I have like these privileges as LPP, and I'm like, bro, I'm just one of you. Like, I'm just one of you, but I have a hoodie.
Yeah, sometimes we get hoodies.
Yeah,
that's pretty
but,
dope.
like,
I mean,
Yeah, man.
I'll take it. I'll take my
I
hoodie.
love the hoodie. But the game right now is like, it feels good. And
Yeah.
I was pretty pessimistic like a few months ago. And
Pretty is
that has
putting
been-
it freaking slightly.
yes, I was very pessimistic.
He
But
was like,
I've
you know
just-
that picture where the guy like he does this in front of the tombstone or whatever? Basically, like
Yeah,
Majiinbae was there hanging out there all day, like rip LOR, it's over, baby, we're done here. Jason, I'll see you in flesh and blood, bro.
I didn't say it was dying, and I never even thought that. I was just saying that I did not like the direction it was taking. I didn't agree with some of the choices, like, and I didn't see it
It
improving
looks bad. Let's be real.
ever. I was like, I think I straight up said that multiple times, like on stream and to Jason. I was like, it's never going to get better, and then it started to get better.
I think-
there was this moment where they took a guy who I hear is like really good at card games and stuff and put him in charge of all the things. So maybe that'll help.
Yes.
Maybe, but
Thank
yeah, things have been
fucking
good.
God.
The meta's been good. All the balance patches have been like bang on.
Yeah, very solid.
I loved the event pass is really good. The skins we're getting for that sick. The emotes we're getting is really cool. I like the Darken event. I liked the equipment.
That
stuff.
board I got that I should have gotten for top 32ing.
Yeah.
So good,
Like,
baby.
Just yeah, some of the stuff has just been like, oh, that's sick, and it's just like a lot of little, oh, that's sick, and then they add up, and then I just like enjoy the game more, and I look at the game in a more positive light when I think of like the future of the game.
It's honestly day and night compared to where it was like 9 months ago, when things just like nothing happened, like nothing
Post
ever.
Worlds and Poppy era.
Yeah,
Oh,
just like
yeah,
nothing
that
ever
was
nothing ever
miserable.
happened, nothing good ever changed. And now it's like, oh hey, we didn't even tell you guys we have like super special rewards for people that do good at seasonals, by the way. We're like, oh, like hey, we didn't tell you guys, but like we're gonna make it like the ladder much like nicer to climb now, and like just make it a little bit easier on everyone, like just a nice quality of life improvement. Like, oh, is it my birthday again? Like what just happened? So I'm very optimistic about where things are headed. But again, though, just in the back. Just in the fucking back. Like
Just
I hope
in the back of the roller coaster.
Fingers crossed.
Bro, as long as Nami doesn't get nerfed, you know, I'm enjoying the game as long as I can jam Nami. If Nami gets nerfed, bro, you know, you'll see me coming back. I'll be on the other side of this.
I do need Nami to not get nerfed before seasonals.
Before Worlds, come on, I want Nami at Worlds, man. I want to play Nami at Worlds.
I think Nami Gaming's
Didn't you get burned by that once, Aikado? Didn't
This-
like
it's a
I seem
different-
to remember.
No. See, Nami and I
I
had a
understand. She's different this time. She's changed.
she's changed. I've changed. We
Classic,
both
bro.
grown.
Classic.
We
We
both
both
grown as
grown.
people. You know.
Oh.
Yeah, but like speaking of like just the game itself, like I usually don't, or I haven't really been or seasons been like actively trying too hard on ladder. I never really had like a 7-2 spot last season. I tried a little bit and got to like 70 or so, but for some reason I'm just enjoying playing the game right now. One night I just like stayed up to like 5 a.m. playing games on my phone. It's not the move, but
No,
like,
those are
I'm
real.
just-
That's real LP gaining hours right there. man.
just surprised at how much I'm enjoying the game. And so I'm actually like playing at a decent amount, which pleasantly surprised and happy about. But game feels pretty nice.
Jason, is it because you're dropping the elbow on people? Is it because you're just wrecking people with whatever deck you want
Oh
to play?
yeah, I'm winning too, so it feels good.
That's
But, like,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, I went from like I hated LOR meta with like Kaisa meta, and I hated the Flesh and Blood meta. Like they were both just miserable for me. And then I went to France and like hated everything for a second, and then both metas like changed super drastically at the same time. They went from like incredibly dog shit metas to like really open and interesting like at the exact same time. And so I went from like, bro, do I even like card games to like now all I want to do is like just jam more games. I was up till 2:30 a.m. playing in bed on my phone. Same thing from Runeterra, just playing with
Honestly,
my little stylus.
so we all talk about like Kaisa and how we didn't like Kaisa, and I don't think any of us liked Kaisa. Any of us here.
Well, I
might
like
be wrong.
beating Kaiser.
Okay, I mean, Jordan liked Kaisa for some reason. What a scumbag. But no, it's funny because there's a lot of people who are upset with the current meta. You know, they don't like Ezreal Kennen, they don't like Ionia, they don't like Nami, you know.
Like timelines.
Imagine. But
Imagine.
it's surprising
Understandable.
to me that there's actually like quite a few people that are like, bro, Kaisa died for this. I'm like, yes, Kaisa died for this. This is a good thing. And they're like, nah, man, I prefer Kaisa to this shit.
I mean,
It
honestly,
astounds me.
honestly,
It's-
I'm almost on the same page. I think playing against Kaiser is a lot better than playing against something like Ezken. Strategies that beat Kaiser are just like, you know, when they only have one attack token and they can only do strong things on their attack token, like that's easy to like play against.
We were playing against different Kaisa decks, bro.
Yeah, what are you talking about, bro? The whole reason Kaisa's terrible is it gets scout. It attacks you like 10 times.
Scout, it
Yeah,
cataclysms
but on
you.
their attack turn.
No, then they freaking cataclysm you.
you.
They attack you twice
So
on your turn too.
interactable. You just glimpse, you stun, you do things. Like it's so interactable.
There's a lot of ways that I would describe Kaisa. And interactable is not one of them.
Yeah,
I
busted.
don't know, man. What are you guys trying to
Uninteractable.
describe as Kennen as?
Oh,
Just run that
Ezken's
deck over.
Ezken's bullshit too. Yeah, no.
Ezken interacts a ton. You just don't feel like you have any agency when you
Bro,
play
just
him.
play
just
more
don't-
pirates.
You just don't interact with it.
Just
As
stomp
You
on
try
it.
to, it just doesn't work.
So unironically, I think I would hate Ezreal Kennen less if it was better. If it was just like slightly more consistent, I would
Yeah.
probably hate the deck less because I'd be playing it.
It'd
But
be more
like
fun to
it
play.
just it feels so
Hmm.
dog shit to play and to play against because of like, you know, if you don't draw like, you know, a great hand, then like sometimes it just fucking blows. I hate that deck. I really hate that deck.
I would have preferred a buff to some other part of the deck because like the deck already only functions with Kennen. So by buffing the Kennen aspect of it, not like the Wayfinder or like Ari or you know any other part of the package, what they did was made it like even more volatile, which does feel pretty miserable from both sides, right? Like now when the deck has Kennen, it's so much better, and when it doesn't, it's still sucks ass. I was gonna say so much worse, but it hasn't changed. It just still sucks. But like if we'd have buffed, you know, like Ari or like Wayfinder a little bit, I think it would have made a more interesting deck where, like you say, and then if it was too good, you could just nerf it and bring it back down. But like nerfing Ezreal Kennen feels really bad because you're either like
Hey, just put it
nerfing
back to
into
2
complete
damage.
unplayably. Yeah, and then it's just unplayable again.
Yeah,
you think it's
fine.
unplayable?
Yeah, I try. I mean, I played it before. It wasn't
I mean,
great.
I'm pretty down to gut Ezreal. Let's be real.
Ezreal.
No.
I'm sorry. But
Okay, I have a
Ezreal
question.
Ezreal's
I got-
already gutted.
I got a question for
Ezreal
Whatami.
sucks.
Our resident deck builder, who by the way wrote a fantastic article on masterguitar.com about how to build decks. Go read that. It's fucking bonkers. I'm really curious with this like meta, where a lot of things feel like not overpowered and like kind of exploitable, and the like meta's kind of open, and like obviously I know you're always brewing. Have you found anything that you I don't know, think is like, you know, maybe some hidden gems or some undiscovered stuff?
Like,
and
I was climbing literally last night with Twisted Fate Viego can control that.
I saw that.
Like you can make fucking anything work right now. Think this is a crazy open metagame, and I am having a great time with it.
I agree with that. And I think a lot of, like you brought this up earlier, and I really want to like highlight it again because I think a lot of people missed it. Is you now correct me if I am wrong, but it seemed like what you were saying was that people are like kind of like locking themselves into the idea that they're like either playing Kennen or they're playing against Kennen, and like decks beat, like Kennen Ezreal beats this deck, I can't play this deck. Or like you have to be playing things to beat Ezreal Kennen, and I don't think that's the case. I think there's like a lot of decks, one, that beat Ezreal Kennen that people aren't playing, and two, like let's be honest, your matchup against Ezreal Kennen that is not the most important thing in your game against Ezreal Kennen. The most important thing in your game against Ezreal Kennen is whether Ezreal Kennen does the thing. Right? Like if they do the thing, regardless if your matchup's good, you probably just win.
Also,
Like they
if
probably
you
just
look
beat you.
If you look at ladder stats, Ezreal Kennen is 6th most played. You know what's above it? Pirates, and then 4 SI decks. It's
Yes, but that is in fact what I was saying. And to be fair, this is a little bit of a Jordan sounds like a broken record moment, because I swear I say this every metagame. People go, this deck is toxic, this deck is unbeatable, oh no, the ladder meta is stagnant. And I'm like, build new decks, motherfuckers! And then we get to the next meta, and I'm like, this deck is toxic. Oh wait, what if we beat it?
Of course. That's why during Kai'Sa meta, you played
I built
Kai'Sa the whole
Kai'Sa!
time.
I literally
Good
built
call.
Kai'Sa.
No,
I'm
that's
allowed
a good
to
one.
fucking play my own deck.
Also, this
That's
is
a
a
good
reason.
one.
This is why we gotta stop crying wolf, because then you get Kai'Sa, and Riot's like, yeah, we've heard it before. We're like, no, please, I'll fix it. I'll fix this one.
Yeah, if you're making Kai'Sa, I'm gonna be honest, maybe you shouldn't be making
I swear, like, I come up, and you guys know this because I posted the Discord. I come up with like a couple of dozen really bad fucking deck ideas every format, and then I just get this one moment of, oops, I broke it again, and everyone's mad at me. Like, what do you want?
No, I'm not mad at you, but
I'm never mad.
Never.
Not
I do think it's funny that people are relating to it. They'll be like, bro, Kennen Ezreal is worse than Kai'Sa. Like, I don't even get to play the game. It's like, there's nothing beats it. And then I'm just like, flashback to my seasonal run where I'm sitting there like drinking mojitos and like just slamming my bad matchups with Kai'Sa over and over again. Just like, oops, I win again. That deck was like insane. And people still sucked at playing it.
And that was post nerf.
That was post nerf Kai'Sa.
I had the worst seasonal experience with Kai'Sa. I just played 4 mirrors, lost 3 of them, and I just didn't want to play that deck anyway.
Because it's so good. That's the only reason you lost.
There were a lot of versions, and
you say there were a lot of virgins, bro. Come on, they're just Kai'Sa players. Come on.
That's so funny.
Okay, well, it's been a good show. I can't find that guy anywhere. It's because it's exactly 7. Classic. Okay.
Oh yeah, it is 7. Okay, I thought okay.
Unironically, though, I think that like for everyone who's saying that Ezreal Kennen and like Pirates are the only decks in the meta, I really do just like jam Nami every game, and like every matchup, I'm like, oh, this is winnable. Oh, this is winnable.
Yeah,
oh, this
Nami's
is winnable.
insane.
That's how I feel with Karma too.
I'm gonna start playing that deck
slow
tonight.
Ionia decks right now just feel good.
Homecoming is like really good right now, and Palm,
Yeah.
good cards. Good.
So what
Okay,
you're
are
saying is we need a nerf Homecoming. 5 mana?
Ooh.
Please don't do that.
Well, you
I
already
heard
play
a
5 mana
lot.
Homecoming.
That's true.
I did play. I won a seasonals with 5 mana Homecoming.
Yeah, but Temple existed back then.
But Temple existed. That card was nuts. Yeah.
No, like in the game right now, you could check any of your Ionia decks, and they're running.
And I
3
play 5 mana
copies.
Homecoming.
I
That's true.
played-
played,
mana
I
Homecoming.
played 3 mana Homecoming with my back alley bar.
That's true. He's cheating.
That card is kind of.
I'm
Dude,
gonna
Back
go.
Alley
I'm gonna
Bar
play that deck tonight.
is actually really good. Like
It's cracked.
unironically really good. Yeah, no, I think that deck like has potential. Its biggest issue, 100%, isn't the deck. It's that it's the same colors as Ezreal Kennen.
I think you can do okay in Ed's Cannon too.
No,
Might
I
have,
like
similar
seasonals. You can't
matchup
bring both.
tables.
Yeah,
I know, but like I think they're pretty similar decks at the end of the day. One's just
Probably.
like, maybe better.
I think I would be much more likely to land on the Karma deck just because I hate the Ezreal Kennen deck.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I think it's really good. I think it's really solid. I think
I
people
agree.
are sleeping on how good like Back Alley Bar was.
Second bar.
Doughy Nut is saying in chat that he thinks Nami SI is so much better than Nami Ionia. I want to see where you guys stand on this because I think Nami Ionia is better.
Nami's the 3-drop, right?
Shut up.
She's the 2 mana card that says "kill me or I win the game." It's pretty good. It's pretty good. In my opinion, I think that like SI is the best. Like, and it's kind of not close. I think the second best is Bandle. And then I think Ionia is the worst. Ionia just has like
Really?
the most dog shit hands. I really don't like the Ionia deck that much. But I've never been like a huge Ionia player. I think that Bandle is really good because it has access to Minimorph and has access to Norra instead of Twisted Fate. And just being able to free up the Twisted Fate in your lineup, I think that would be the only reason to not be playing TF Nami SI.
Okay, wow.
I did some crushing with the Bandle City version, like not really being a Nami player, not really knowing what I was doing. It was just like, this is easy. I'm just like clicking buttons here and there. And like, oh, you got a threat? Yeah, just mini morph that, just play some stuff, flood the board, have way more cards and resources than you, and just inevitability the crap out of my opponent. But like everyone kept saying that the deck was bad. So I was like, I guess this is just a deck I'm having fun with or something. I don't know. But sometimes if you're crushing enough, like your own personal stats are important. Take that shit into
Yes.
consideration. So
I
for
take
instance,
that more into consideration than anything else.
Bay is crushing with Ionia. I have no idea how the fuck he wins with that deck. I make a bunch of big stuff and like none of it has elusive. I just like kind of like run it into their big stuff and they'll like cry, just run out of cards and die.
If you've ever watched Majin play that fucking deck, dude, it really is like fucking protagonist roles constantly. Homie's out here high rolling the fucking best.
I
cards
lost
off
that
the double
game.
trouble.
I lost that game.
He's top decking like deep med to flip his TF to get like a homecoming. It's the most cringe shit on the
And then
planet,
I
dude. But no, I think I have like a 75% win rate over like almost 60 games with the Bandle deck. Like I just think it's really good.
Yeah,
But I mean, I think Nami's just really good.
no surprise. Aikado likes Bandle, Majin likes Ionia.
I know.
Just
I
pick,
like
just play like
Karma.
do yourself a favor this seasonals and learn a Nami deck. Just pick one, whichever one you like.
Ionia deck.
That way I
Or-
can crush
yeah.
the mirror the whole way through. If I just run into Nami players, bro, I got...
There's gotta be
honestly,
some,
I'm down to play that
there's
mirror.
gotta be quite a few really good anti like Ionia, anti Nami kind of lineups, right? Like
Oh yeah, for sure.
there's a bunch of really good ones. I'd be worried leaning to that too heavily.
So the
even stuff like
anti-Nami stuff
even
is
stuff
like...
like Pirates is pretty good in D, right?
Mm.
So Pirates doesn't
I don't
beat
think
SI
so.
Nami like
Yeah.
ever.
Easy cannon though, you bring it to easy cannon.
Well, if they have Kennen and Seedling, you don't win anymore
I think
Why?
like
because you just shoot things and then block.
That's adorable.
I mean, I win that matchup more often
I
than I
got
lose it.
so
but
many
okay.
things. So do I. Ha, what now?
I mean, this is where we come back to Pirates being the hardest deck of the meta, right?
Oh my god.
That's well known.
Honestly, I think Pirates actually. I like I started playing on the Smurf for a bit, and I was like, I should just play Pirates, right? And I want to say playing Karma Victor is like 10 times easier because you just don't have to be proactive at all. It's just like you just sit back, wait for your opponent to do all their shit.
Right.
And here I'm like, oh, do I pass? Do I play a unit? And just too much brain power, honestly. I'm gonna say it's harder. It's just hard. You can't play without a brain like you can play Ionia decks without a brain. It's crazy, man.
Wait,
Well,
it
you
sounds like you're
definitely
meaning
can play without a brain. in
For sure,
Pirates.
but you just
play your guys smork. Yeah.
No, but like unironically, I think you're right, man. I was playing fucking Karma Victor, and it's like, oh, I guess I could just pass here. Like if my opponent passes back, I don't care. I'm not dying. And
Seems
you
like a
just
great
pass
place
it
for a
10.
pass. Just pass
you
here.
win in
This is a
one
good
turn.
pass. Easy
Yeah.
pass.
Whereas Pirates is some fucking 10 head shit, man. Okay, but unironically, I do think that Pirates has like a pretty high skill cap, and I think that like good Pirates players are a lot better than like mediocre Pirates
Oh,
players.
I've come
Like-
around on it. Pirates is stupid hard.
But what makes people not like agree? They'd be like, "Fuck you!" Like dumbasses win with Pirates all the time is because you could like no brain, like smooth brain Pirates to a 53% win rate.
Yeah, sometimes
right.
they just run out like 7 1-drops against you, and then you're
They just
like,
kill you. Yeah.
well, fuck, I died. That's-
Mhm.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. But I still think that like that just speaks to how strong the deck is. That like you could just like 2-head it and like have an okay win rate, but like really good pilots like punish your ass. Like it's actually miserable playing against good Pirates players.
It
I
does
kind of
suck.
love Pirates right now. Like if there were a tournament tomorrow, I'd be bringing Pirates.
I wouldn't. I suck at aggro decks. I've just never played them in any game.
That's more
just don't
proof
know how
that
to
they're
play
the
them.
hardest. They're the hardest decks to be playing.
True.
He's got me.
True.
I'm
All
just
right, do you
gonna
have
put it
anything
out
else you
there.
want to go over?
Yeah, I got a 74% win percentage with Pirates. So like
Ooh.
Nice.
Are you masters yet?
I am mad. I just got there.
Just got there? Are you masters yet?
I've been mastering. I've been mastering Diamond. Shoot. Oh no, what was I gonna say? Crap, I had a point and now it's gone after my stupid
70
win
bitch,
rate.
I just looked you up. You're 34 games, 67%. What are you talking about?
Okay, well though, I don't know if I have to like load it more. Which one are you looking at? How far back you going? Okay, I loaded
Master
more.
check.
Now I got 65% over 43 matches now. But that's like in the last season, bro. You really you don't know how much I actually play this game. I got 76% on Nami. What's her face? The bunny, Grandma
True,
Bunny.
you do. You're fucking
Nice.
killing it, dude.
Hell yeah, I
Boom,
play
over
that deck.
Let's go.
Bandle gamer.
That deck feels miserable to play against, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, I
Wallop,
feel bad for
Minimorph,
my
and
opponents.
Shellfolk? Holy shit.
I feel super
That's a
bad for
bad
my opponents. So I'm
experience.
just like, I have 1 million cards, 1 million units, and you got like 2 cards and 1 guy, and I'm just like, just sit here and click OK 100 more times.
I love that deck because like you can win through Nami, but like sometimes you just I like half your games you win in like a brand new way that's never been seen before. Like
yeah.
last night,
Yeah.
against fucking Gwen Katarina, I took their fucking 6/3 ephemeral unit. And I just played 3 copies of him in 1 turn and said, "Fuck you, you have no blockers." I love that deck, bro. I love
Yeah,
that
that deck's pretty fun.
My Victor doesn't have overwhelm. What am I doing?
Okay, well, that's probably the sign to wrap it up. Anyone got any cool, fun stuff coming up? Jason, how's Jeopardy going? You want to plug that real quick?
It's been good. We just had our season finale episode, I guess, this week. So further news TBD, but we had a good 9 episode run so far.
So
Hell
for
yeah.
people who didn't see it, no spoilers, but that's going to be coming out on YouTube in the next couple days. They should all go
don't.
subscribe to you.
Yes, but what else are you gonna say? Are you gonna
What, me?
You're gonna say something instigating?
Wait, no,
Was
absolutely not,
Aikado in
absolutely not.
it?
Aikado was in it.
I
was wondering why he was
I'm-
doing. I was like, why are you being such a bro? He's really got Jason's back here. That's really warming my heart. Oh, never mind. Of course, there's something in it for him. I should have known.
No, it has nothing to do. I don't want people to watch it. I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
want people to watch it.
No spoilers.
All right,
Exactly. No spoilers.
All right, let's
Guys.
wrap
Peace
it.
out.
All right, see you guys.
Bye,
Jason's
everybody.
playing his Runeterra game. I'll see you guys.
I did a Karma Stan United and I forgot it didn't work.
We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.
Yo, peace out.
Peace.